So he's on his way around to the gates. We'll have a look at a few of the other horses as they make their way around, but obviously keen to see Northern Decree trial today. We haven't seen him for a while, so he's back from a spell. And Devastate, Mr. Consistency, he's just had a little freshen up and he'll be back at the trials shortly. But we've got one off in the distance there. Also making his way around to the gates looks to be number 6, Devastate. So Tony Gollan teaming up there with Liberty Smith to do the steering. Don't know too much about Liberty, but she's trialling number 6, Devastate. And as we said, he's Mr. Consistency. He's had 25 starts for 5 wins and 11 placings. He was placed at 4 in a row going through February, March and April. The last time we saw him was a third behind Miss Jolene and Safrado in a $100,000 race at Doomben. So keen to see Devastate back. He's an imposing horse and he's never too far away from the action. And Liberty Smith steering him around this morning. We'll see who else is making their way around to the gates. We've seen Devastate and Better Be Ready. There's October, threw me for a minute, carrying the colours of Yellow Brick, but I'm pretty sure that is October. He's a 4-year-old chestnut, so let's go with that being October. Usually carries blue colours, but he's got the Tony Matty Sears colours on there. Now, he was a former Singapore gallop, raced in Singapore. He's had one trial here at the Gold Coast, and then he went to the races at Eagle Farm, and he won a Class 4 under Emily Lang at around the $12 mark. He beat Castilian and Jealous, so he's certainly an open sort of grade horse now. 16 starts for 5 wins, 4 placings, and he's going around today. And we'll just get the jockey there for October. I don't have a jockey down, so we'll have to get that one off David when we get a chance. And a bit hard to see there exactly who's on, but I'm sure David will have that updated to him on course. Most of the jockeys were down last night, this morning, but there were just a couple that had to be picked up this morning once they got to the trials. There's number 2, Hoot and Holler, another one for Robert Heathcote. Hoot and Holler to be ridden today by Alexandra Bryan. And when we have a look at Hoot and Holler's form, he hasn't raced since February when he ran last behind Town Crier. You've sort of got to go back through his form. He won a race at Doomben on the 24th of August. That was a benchmark 70. She's a 5-year-old mare. She's won 5 from 25. So she's back from a bit of a break today. We're keen to see Caspernova, obviously, if we can get a shot of him, because he's a really promising horse. 9 starts. He's been in the Quinella 7 times. And we're seeing him back today from a spell. Bailey Wheeler to ride. There he is. So there's Caspernova. Really keen to see him. There's Northern Decree by the looks of things, number 5, wearing those sort of pink and blue colours. Northern Decree's had 27 starts for 6 wins. We haven't seen him since March, so he is also first up from a break. Good little field lining up. We've got 6 runners to go round. We better get to David.
All in now, and they're set. Rob Heathcote supplies 3 of the 6 runners here. Caspernova just a bit dancy in barrier 1. Starter has the button, so he'll release them any moment. Still no start. Racing now. Caspernova began only fairly off the inside gate. Out wide, Devastate's got speed, but all of a sudden Caspernova gathers momentum. He darts her along the inside. He takes the lead through the first 200 metres. Going up on the outside, Devastate to challenge Caspernova for the front. Better Be Ready is up to 3rd position. 4th over on the inside was Hoot and Holler. 2 lengths away, October, who jumped well, then was eased back, and Northern Decree is last of all. Heading down the side with 500 left to run. Caspernova had a narrow margin over Devastate, led it by a neck. Hoot and Holler's getting the drag along 3rd on the inside. Better Be Ready 4th, and just flicked up as they come around the turn. And the last pair were October and Northern Decree, and they spot the leaders around 6-length start. But Caspernova going strongly as they approach the 200. Momentarily got away from Devastate, led her by a length. Then came Hoot and Holler in a clear 3rd. Now with 100 metres left to go, Caspernova still with a margin. Devastate is extending now, but the post beats him, and Caspernova gets home by about a neck from Devastate. Hoot and Holler 3rd, then Better Be Ready, Northern Decree at a margin to October in last position. Caspernova gives Rob Heathcote the first 2 trials. Prince of Boom in the opener, and now Caspernova. Didn't begin brilliantly. Might have missed it by a half, but used barrier 1 to full advantage. Slipped through on the inside and held Devastate at the run of the line. Devastate wasn't properly extended either, so they've both trialled well. The time there, 60.03 and home in 34.7, so 60.03, around a half second slower than what Prince of Boom recorded in the opener. 60.03, 34.7 the last 600 metres, with Caspernova ready to resume for another campaign. He was very good last time, worked through his class as well. He's held Devastate with Hoot and Holler in a clear third. Paul in trial 2.
Yes, thank you very much, David. And you worked through his grades very stylishly. Last preparation, he won 3 on the bounce before finishing 4th behind Town Crier at the Gold Coast and going for a spell. That was his first trial this time in, so Robert Heathcote would be very pleased with what he saw there. And on the back of that, could definitely, you would think, go straight to the races. He was pretty quick into stride once he built that early speed, and he's certainly travelling better than his rivals in the straight. You could see Devastate really urged along to try and pick up. Caspernova couldn't do it, and if you cast your eyes back to Hoot and Holler, certainly not travelling as well, pushed along into third. Probably not a bad trial by Better Be Ready, the horse that's eligible for a Class 1, to finish 4th behind those horses. So 1, 6, 2 and 7, a time of 1 minute .03, and they were home a bit quicker than the first. They came home in 34.7 there, so half a second quicker home. So obviously on pace, Caspernova just zipped up late, and the others couldn't match Caspernova's speed home. So that was trial number 2. Let's just have a quick look at the replay.
Racing now. Caspernova began only fairly off the inside gate. Out wide, Devastate's got speed, but all of a sudden, Caspernova gathers momentum. He darts her along the inside. He takes the lead through the first 200 metres. Going up on the outside, Devastate to challenge Caspernova for the front. Better Be Ready is up to 3rd position. 4th over on the inside was Hoot and Holler. 2 lengths away, October, who jumped well, then was eased back, and Northern Decree is last of all. Heading down the side with 500 left to run. Caspernova had a narrow margin over Devastate, led it by a neck. Hoot and Holler's getting the drag along 3rd on the inside. Better Be Ready 4th, and just flicked up as they come around the turn. And the last pair were October and Northern Decree, and they spot the leaders around 6 length start. But Caspernova's going strongly as they approach the 200. Momentarily got away from Devastate, led her by a length. Then came Hoot and Holler in a clear 3rd. Now with 100 metres left to go, Caspernova still with a margin. Devastate is extending now, but the post beats him, and Caspernova gets home by about a neck from Devastate. Hoot and Holler 3rd, then Better Be Ready, Northern Decree at a margin to October in last position.
Well, there you have it. Trial number 2 on a replay. We'll get the official margins and times up for you. Caspernova, 4-year-old by Spirit of Boom. The winner, Devastate, 5-year-old for Tony Gollan in 2nd. And Robert Heathcote also claimed 3rd.